Yeah, you can't say I'm definitely not dedicated, at least. Yeah, I know. That's why I decided to say that right now on the stream. Yeah, it's freezing, isn't it? It's weird. Chapping. Yeah, it's like sun's been out. Yeah. Well, yeah, I know, it was weird because I was out this afternoon, and then like we we me and Rachel went out for something to eat, and then when we got out of the restaurant, it was like, bloody hell, it's cold. What the hell's happened? And it just warmed up again. It was so weird. Yeah, I don't look. I'm just saying now. I don't particularly want to know. Yeah, I know. That's all. Sorry, 2 secs. Mine. Mm, it might be. Give me a second. I'll just turn my Wi-Fi off on my phone and see if that helps. It. Yeah, I think because too many people are on Wi-Fi networks, my brother's still here at the moment. Hang on. Sorry, are you talking? Sorry, are you talking? Yeah, we can't hear you on stream. Yeah, that's what I was trying to work out there.
Okay, what about now?
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, because CD's even just put it in the
Oh my
chat, just
gosh.
saying.
Hey, CD. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. What? How many?
Thanks, CD.
It's about two
Now it's
minutes.
audible. Oh wait, we might get sued for that.
Her. I might have said
Er,
something really cute and funny, but I don't think I did.
you might have done. Who knows?
Yes. I've
Yeah.
got an eyelash in my
Nice to see
eye.
CD in the chat with no CBC today or TBC. Sorry, I
Wait.
went back to the old name. Jesus,
Yeah. But
I
does that
know.
mean Rezo's gotta eat a shoe?
No, because I think he pre-warned everyone.
Oh, right. Right, right,
Yeah,
right.
I think it's if they do an actual episode and he doesn't get it out by Sunday night, then he has to eat a shoe.
Oh, right, right. Oh,
CD, can you confirm that that is the actual arrangement?
oh my
Because
gosh, this is
part of me
horrible.
wants to comment on that Twitter thread or that Twitter post that he made saying like, I expect shoe eating by the morning.
If it's leather, there's protein in there.
Yeah, he said he's got. I know he's got a family outing, but I need to know the terms of the deal. Like, if he prearranges that he's not going to be there, does that mean he still has to eat shoe?
Okay. Oh, that's what we were talking about. How cold it is. Like, it's all nice and sunny for
I
today.
wouldn't say it is now. It's currently
No,
dark.
that's what I'm saying. It was all nice and sunny.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
always sunny in Northern Ireland, which is not true. And then now it's cold.
Don't make me say something really audacious. Okay,
It
he said,
does.
well, he's tweeted about it if that counts. I think it kind of does. All right, we'll let him off this time,
I didn't see
but
it.
next time,
But I have not been on Twitter much today. Today? Today. I've been out of the house. The host.
yes.
But under the host.
Yeah, I have as well. Thank goodness.
Yeah, it's that time of year where I'm gonna like never be home, which is my happy time. I say that, but now that like I have a house that's mine,
Hmm.
I kind of never want to leave it ever. And then I got a new recliner, and I kind of never want to leave that either.
I mean, the problem is that eventually you will have to get up and do things, you know.
Well, I have to
If you
get
want to
up
be
and
able to
come to
pay
this
for said house.
stinking podcast. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, no.
Fine. Well, why didn't you take your PC upstairs into your chair?
You know, I could have done. You know what?
I know you could
I
have
could
done.
have done the iPad like thing.
Yeah, and then the audio would be like shit. So.
It would be, but I'd be in my recliner.
And then I would chew you out for bad audio again. God, that one time you had to use it, it was awful.
I don't even remember. Like, we didn't. I don't think we streamed. Oh, we couldn't stream it because.
No, we couldn't. It was just an audio only episode.
Well.
My God, was it bad?
Probably. Well, for our viewers, not our audio listeners, I experimented with the new color of eyeshadow and I don't like it. It was a misfire.
That's why we're slightly late.
Yes! I actually came down on time, started up the video, because on my bathroom lighting, it looks great. But started up the video, started up my lighting rig, and went, oh my gosh, Pete, this is awful. I will be back.
Yeah. If by your definition of on time means 7:10 and not 7 o'clock, then yeah, you're on time.
Look, that's on time for me. By the Kiley time. Instead of the time by Accurist, time by me.
Right, I'll be back in a minute. I've got your confession.
Oh no! Oh, chat, I'm giving you 4 more minutes. I'm actually starting to warm up, which is good. I was worried because I thought I was going to have the heater on, but it's so loud. I can't see the icon. Is it Todd Howard? It just works. See, that's me. I just work. No one knows how. No one can figure it out. Oh, okay. Of course.
Sorry, what am I being all like?
You have to check the chat.
Yeah, I can see it. I just don't know what it means. Oh, hey, Richard.
Nintendo Mario, yay! Nintendo Mario. I messed it up again. But good evening.
You messed what up?
I said Nintendo Mal.
You see what I've got to deal with here? You see this kind of nonsense. I mean, we've even had the guy on as a guest.
I know.
For Christ's sakes.
I was trying to be all like professional. I was just like, but that's because Pete's is Tindo Pete, and every freaking time I see Pete's name, I sing Cuban Pete in my head. But
Brilliant.
As Tindo Pete.
Well, it's part of Kylie's charm. You don't have to lie like that.
Yeah. That's too kind.
CD's just putting in 10 Mal 5.
Yes, that is what I was
Nice.
actually going for. And then I just was like, Nintendo.
Yeah.
That's all my brain gonna do.
Good God.
Well, do we wanna... Oh no, we got 2 more minutes.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Well, there I was about to start doing Iron Maiden's 2 minutes to midnight, but I think I've worn that joke out far too many times now.
Yeah, which I have also worn out. Hey, me, it's me again. Or hello, me, it's me again.
Yeah, so I guess whilst you're here, I guess we're going to briefly talk Last of Us episode.
Yeah. When we start recording, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm just getting the audience, somewhat interested before we actually record. Trying to do the old presenter job. It's just someone else's job.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. No lie.
There's a fair bit. There's some news. It's almost like there might have been a state of play this week as well.
Might have.
Almost like there was some hardware release this week.
And some game releases that some people are going to be reviewing.
Yeah, there might also be some news about a certain acquisition that people do not want to go through.
Yeah. Holy crap. Yes.
No, you're right, mate.
One more minute, and then we're gonna launch. 1
Yeah,
minute till
Nana
we launch.
always turns up at the right time, always just before.
Yes, it's true.
He does. Right, how are we all doing this fine evening, chatters?
Yes, now that we've got our volume adjusted accordingly.
Yeah, I still need to have a look into the voice meter issue at some point, so
Okay.
Thursday, if we can.
Yeah. You want to start our engines?
Yeah, can do.
Okay. Oh,
I think he's trying to butter me up, butter us up. It says better after seeing YouTube beauties.
Oh, yes.
I mean, thanks, Richard, but I've looked in the mirror. I'm old.
I know you're not. Remember, we're the same age.
Yeah, Nana put, I have not heard this news yet, so that might be interesting. Good stuff. Anyway, shall we get on? I will press record.
Although I was like about to go on my rant about how I'm like 45 or whatever now. Officially.
Yeah, please don't, because anyone who watched the show last week will know what the context of that is. Let's move on. Let's go.
Yes, I still haven't let that go. Okay.
Okay, right. Recording. So, 3, 2.
Welcome to Rapid Reviews Radio, episode 151. I am your co-host, Kiley Wilde, and I'm joined by my ever-present co-host, Pete Beckett.
Yo.
As always, we like to start the show with a kind of, well, banter. Even though people are like, oh, I don't want banter on my podcast. Well, guess what? You have to get it with us.
Banter sucks on podcasts. We don't want to listen to it. Get straight in. No, we love a bit of banter. We're going to do it.
We're humans.
This is our show, damn it.
We're humans and we live human lives. At least that's the lie I tell other people. Pete, how has your week been? How's your week been?
Well, it's been a fun one, but a weird one at the same time. So it's been so busy, but also so quiet. I don't know how to explain it. So, I worked 2 days this week because I had some time off after working last weekend. I got a few days off during the week.
Nice.
Tuesday night I was up in London. I went to a gig.
Did you really? Local or actual?
Well,
person?
If I was to turn around and say it was Dream Theater, you wouldn't have any surprises whatsoever, because it's the only band I ever see live. So.
Oh goodness, yes, Pete and his Dream Theater.
Yeah, well, they played nearly an identical set list the last time I saw them about a year ago, apart from a couple of songs, which was, I mean, they were banging, so can't complain of that.
Oh goodness, Pete was out banging.
But Wednesday I went to go and see Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, and there's an episode coming up of that. I've already recorded. It's currently in the bag and ready to be edited. And yeah, what a pile of crap that was.
Yeah, I thought I would get a message from you. I did. Yeah.
No, this is the message you're getting now. It was bloody terrible. Don't see it. It was a waste of time.
It's very bad. You know what's crazy?
Sorry, I was going to say your mic's was cutting out slightly there.
Oh no. Crap. I've got to figure out what's going on with this audio. But as a little side path or whatever, I was just watching like clips of like old MCU stuff. Oh no. Oh gosh. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think you've seen that comment, haven't you?
Yes, chat, specifically CD, last week says, best mobile.
Yeah, I don't want to give anything away. I had the best reaction on the podcast about that.
Oh my gosh. That actually goes to what I was about to say, which is...
Okay.
So like the old MCU, like I enjoyed it. I liked it. Now, as we know, I'm a comic book fan, so I prefer the comics at the time anyway. But now that I went back and looked at some of the Phase 1 and Phase 2, and Phase 3, oh my gosh, the difference between old MCU and current MCU is like, they all deserve Oscars and awards and stuff.
Yeah, the only film to ever be nominated for an Oscar was Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Well, I mean, I kind of liked it. I liked it. But nowadays stuff, I don't know what they're thinking. Anyway, that's for our
Let's
MCU
not get into
podcast.
that, because actually, if you want to hear something where someone gets particularly angry about something, just go and listen to the Neville Watches She-Hulk episode.
Oh my gosh, I rewatched some of She-Hulk as well, and I think I hate it. Remember, I was
And that's
really
quite a
trying.
surprise considering how much you liked it. You thought
I
it was all
didn't
right the
like it.
first
I
time, but
was
duffed the
wishing.
ending.
I was wishing. I just wanted it to be good so bad. Like I was putting my everything like, be good, and then I went and rewatched it. And I was like, oh, this is really crap, isn't it? But that is not.
Right.
We're not an MCU podcast. So.
I, however, am associated with an MCU podcast. It feels like a bit of cross-pollination here. So.
Oh, ew. Also, yeah. So as far as my week, that's actually a good.
Yeah, I was
segue.
getting to that anyway. I was going to ask.
Yeah, that's a good segue. So like all the trees and plants are like making out and making babies, which makes me like sneeze my head off and have terrible allergies. So that's been
wonderful.
Fun. Yeah. And actually this week's kind of like,
I was going to say, weird point here. Now that I'm thinking about it, you're talking about all these pollination and all of that. Does that technically make you poison ivy?
Yes. Although I'd rather be Harley Quinn. But if I had to choose. But and there is a but. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, so this week itself has not been very eventful for me. Just like more like wrapping up my stuff. Rip Kiley's hay fever. Yes. Oh my gosh. And then you know what's even worse? I can't take antihistamines because they knock me out. The ones that are supposed to not make you fall asleep. Oh, I fall asleep like a little baby.
Yeah. Well, the last time I had antihistamines, it actually put me to sleep as well.
It's supposed to. Like, you know what's funny? Oh, this is going to be one of those episodes. You know, here, and I probably said this on the show before, but here they have this stuff called Nitol, which you take and it knocks you out at night. Nitol is what we call Benadryl, and we use it for allergies in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
They use it as a sleeping medication here in the UK. I always thought that was interesting, but it is an antihistamine. So if you ever
that
take
is quite
Nitol,
interesting,
yeah.
actually. It's dual purposes.
Yeah, but this week itself has been very boring, except for me sneezing my head off like crazy. But this next week is gonna be cray. Oh, Brent's here, bueno.
Howdy, Brent.
Because I am launching my new website for my new venture.
Richard's got a point. If you're asleep, you can't sneeze, so I guess it works.
That's so true. Oh my gosh. That's actually a really good point. I guess they do work.
Damn you, Richard. How dare you defeat the point with logic?
Now, we're about to go into spoiler territory. I feel like we should set that up.
Yeah, spoiler territory for episode 6 of Last of Us. We won't talk too much about this one.
There's not much to talk about.
We've gone too much on some of them.
The other ones needed it, but this one doesn't really.
No, we were covering like 2 episodes at a time as well.
Yeah, exactly. So here we go. That's your official warning. We're going into spoiler territory.
Come on, everyone's already seen it, and we already know that.
Now, so Pete, what were your thoughts as someone who hasn't really played the game? With the, what do you think about the directions going?
Wait, what happened?
Did you forget what happened?
No, it was a what? Look, it was last Monday. It feels like ages ago now.
Okay, this is. Oh my gosh. So this is the one.
I am seriously trying to remember what even happened.
He found Tommy. They went
yes,
to
he
the
did.
settlement?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know. Yeah. Okay. All right. I know what happened. Yeah. Not the greatest episode then.
Well, it's got some points, but yes. Peter.
No. I see what they're trying to do. Like with this one, it's obviously setting the scene. It's building up to the fact that they're getting to Jackson. They're supposed to be their point, like probably where they're going to be setting up shop afterwards. I guess. Because isn't it The Last of Us Part 2 that they are in Jackson?
Oh, I see what you're saying. It's the DLC. Yeah, and yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Look, I'm Richard. You haven't been here for the whole time. I've been very positive actually about the series the whole way through, but this one was probably, I think, was one of the weakest episodes. It had some good characterization. That's probably about as much as I'll say. Um, I feel like Pedro and Bella are now really starting to get their teeth into the roles now for sure. I think they've grown into it massively when I wasn't exactly positive to start, but it was episode 4 that I think that did change that around, and I think it's really starting to show now. They've got a good chemistry between them actually.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm not convinced by the actor who plays Tommy, but he has some good emotional moments, of course. Clearly, it's going to be building up to something. I have heard that potentially that episode 7 is another look back episode, so so it will be another one that goes back to the past, possibly, or is a side story. I don't know exactly, but
oh yeah,
I'll be
I know what
interested
you're
to
talking
see
about.
what.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
If I was to say DLC, you probably would
that's
know.
it exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I saw
that's what I'd
still
heard
from
anyway.
it.
So yeah, we'll.
No, I saw. Yeah.
I'll be I'll be interested to see that episode. But yeah, I think I can't really say much about it considering I couldn't remember half the bloody episode until you just reminded me. So.
Well, okay.
So what did you think anyway?
So for me, this was the daddy issue episode. I've often talked about. I mean, I wrote a dadgum editorial opinion op-ed piece for Rapid Reviews about this exact subject, which is there is the relationship between Ellie and Joel reminds me very much of the relationship between me and my band director because I didn't have a dad growing up, blah blah blah. And this was like the episode where it just really kicked in.
Okay.
The only thing is, now my one complaint about this is that they did seem to rush the conflict between Ellie and Joel. It just seemed to, but I know they're running out of episodes and it's not the focus and it's really a characterization thing. But I felt like that was a little bit rushed. But I mean,
yeah, I agree. It sort of come a little bit too late in the episode, and then it sort of felt like it got resolved a bit too quickly.
Yes.
Didn't give enough time to breathe. Like if the conflict had happened at the beginning of the episode, then was resolved by the end of the episode, fine. You've given it time to breathe, I reckon.
Yeah, and then one point I wanted to make that I realize most people probably are not Spanish speakers, but you know, in Texas we speak a blend. A lot of my friends speak something called Tejano. You've probably not heard of that outside of Texas. I don't.
Funnily enough, I actually have.
Have you? Okay. I didn't know how come it would be over here in the UK. But it's a combination of like Spanish and English, and then that, you know.
Yeah, it's a sort of similar principle as we have here. It's like Spanglish.
It's basically that, and pretty much everyone picks it up, you know, because that's just around us. So what really stood out to me that I don't think a lot of people got is Joel told Tommy adios. Adios is not goodbye. Adios is goodbye forever. I'm not going to see you again. No, hasta la vista is goodbye. I'll see you.
I see. Okay.
Adios is goodbye forever. I was like, oh, they are giving us a little telegraph there, you know. So that is interesting. And then, of course, the ending. Like I knew the ending was coming. To be fair, I did not think that they would end it exactly at that point where Joel is stabbed. I thought they would end it just a tiny bit after, where she, you know, drags him to safety, and then you're scared the whole night. You know, is it gonna happen or whatever? So that is an interesting cutoff point. I kind of can't wait to see how it picks up for. I guess it is to set up the flashback episode, though. That makes sense.
That's what I think it is. I think what they're going to do is it's going to be a situation where Ellie's riding along basically, and she's pretty much telling Joel the story of what happened the first time that she had to hurt someone.
Yeah. And chat is right on everything. Yeah. Because like Rock'em Sock'em Hulk says, Frank Lace, see, I'm bad. I can't talk it.
Franglish or Franglish,
in
yeah.
Quebec, Canada, which is French and English. So it's very similar to
Yeah.
that. It's like our street names, our directions, everything is in Spanish and English, and stuff. Which is funny because over here there's places in Northern Ireland that's got the original Gaelic.
Yeah, funnily enough, I noticed that in Dublin, obviously,
Yeah.
because they have the English and the Irish, or Gaelic, sorry, or Gaelic, however you
Yes,
pronounce
garlic.
it, based on where you are in the in the UK.
Yes, I pronounce it garlic. And then massively disappointed with the Rush ending out. Yes, exactly.
I have to agree as well.
Yeah, Richard is 100% correct. Much less
Oh,
dramatic
yeah.
than the game. Abso-frickin-lutely.
Yeah, I think that whole section where they make it into the old Fireflies headquarters, I think they kind of rushed all of that through. It probably should have been given a little bit more time, really. Maybe if they had had it where the episode actually ended with the bandits coming along.
Something, yeah, like it was just a little bit rushed. You know, maybe there's an
Yeah.
extended version of this one, like there was of episode 3, which is just
Maybe.
the best episode ever. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say that every week until it wins every award. Also, side note that's totally not related to this. Umbrella Academy, Nick Offerman and Meg Mullally, you know they're married in real life, are going to be on Umbrella Academy, the new season. And, what's his name? David Cross, the comedian, who I love all three. So that's going to be fun for me.
Is this the David Cross that basically appears in every meme as blue because of
yes,
what's the name of the show?
God,
what is the name? That's the one. Yeah, it's the only thing I know about Arrested Development.
Really, it's good. Well, the first 2 seasons are good.
I tried to watch the first season of it and I just fell off it almost immediately.
It's very the fourth wall breaking abstract thing. Yeah, it's very.
Yeah, funnily enough, that fourth wall breaking reminded me of another particular thing that I don't particularly like, and I won't mention it by name because.
You mean Deadpool?
That would be the one.
Deadpool 3's on its way. Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. Anyway,
that really wraps up our spoiler cast.
It does.
Last of Us. I can't wait to see next week's because I think we are going to see another layer of Ellie that I'm very excited. I mean, that sounds terrible because it's going to be tragic. So I'm not really excited for someone else's tragedy. It's just all the fifis.
Yeah. It's going to be a tough episode to watch, I think, like episode 3 was.
Absolutely,
you know,
I think so.
Sweet but hard at the end, obviously.
Oh, God.
It's going to hit all those emotional beats,
Also,
so, yeah.
But, yes. Oh, gosh, it is. Oh.
Anyway, shall we get on with the actual main portion of the show?
Yes. So, this week is our news episode, which is going to be quick and fast and furious.
No.
It's supposed to be.
There's a lot of news this week,
There is a lot
enough.
of news. Yeah, we're going to have to keep it, whatever, moving. That's the word.
And also, for the fair point of balance, we actually have a Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft story involved.
Oh, yes, we do. So, Pete, do you want to lead us off with...
We will, and we'll talk of the devastating news that happened earlier on in this week. Nintendo have confirmed that they're not attending E3. E3 is dead.
E3 is dead.
All how Summer Game Show, Games Fest. No, I will not shield for that shit show.
You just cheered Jeff.
I'm joking.
There's
some hubris involved.
Sheely because
See, I've got you calling him Jeff Sheely now.
Yes, and I don't know why. But yes.
No, Nana, it is not actually dead, but Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft have confirmed they're not there. It's essentially dead.
It's a relic of the past. It is. It's yes, Jeff Sheely.
Thank you, Cold Death.
It's now stuck in my head as that because Pete's ruined it for me. And I think he's adorable, and you know, I mean, we need people like Jeff in the industry. Because that's how we have so much Games Fest. But anyway,
I mean, to be fair, he had an interesting take that got him a little bit into hot water.
Recently?
Yes, but we'll talk about that a bit later on with another potential news story.
Dum dum dum.
So anyway, this story is coming from VGC. Nintendo has confirmed that it has no plans to attend E3 2023. So no plans doesn't necessarily mean they're definitely not attending.
I mean, that's true. Wow, Pete, that kind of broke my brain there for a second because that is true. That
Yeah,
is
so
true.
in a new statement, platform holder confirmed that it will not take part of the Resurrected event, which is scheduled to take place in June. So, quote, we approach our involvement in any event on a case-by-case basis and are always considering various ways to engage with our fans. Almost like Nintendo like that term, case-by-case basis.
Yes.
Since this year's E3 show didn't fit into our plans, we've made the decision to not participate. So I'm not sure where the reporting of this says that has no plans to attend. It literally has none
Yeah.
whatsoever. It's decided not to participate. However, we have been and continue to be a strong supporter of the ESA and E3. Feels like boilerplate statement that needs to be said.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not reading much more of this. It'll go over the same ground. There's not really much else that needs to be said. So, yeah, it's essentially confirmed that Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony are just definitely not coming to E3 or having a show presence on the show floor. Microsoft will still be there in some degree with their conference because it's at the Microsoft Theatre across the road. But it's not E3. It's not at E3, technically.
Yeah. Oh.
So, Nana has put in the comments, like I said before, E3 is dying a slow and very painful death. Yes.
Yeah, I think.
Go on.
Well, I was just gonna say. I mean, we talked about it, especially during the pandemic. We said that was the it was already dying.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the final nail in the coffin. In that, it's a relic of the past. Is the best way I can describe it. It needed to change with the times because, like, we saw the Microsoft Bethesda showcase, which was amazing, and that was it 2020, I think, and then the Nintendo Directs are always I was gonna say always well received. That's not true, but I mean well attended.
I'm pretty sure myself and Richard will tell you the absolute hell that happens before and after every single Nintendo Direct happens.
Yeah, but
cue up my rant from two weeks ago.
Exactly, but it was a more streamlined approach, I think, and I don't know, it felt more inclusive. Like, not being able to attend E3 because it's in, like, California. And even though...
I mean, that's a reason enough not to attend.
I still want to visit that one day. But having it, like, even though some of the things were streamed, it just never felt like, I don't know, inclusive is the best way I can say it. To the rest of us. And then something happened in 2020. Being able to, like, sit and watch those showcases the way we did, it was like, I like this. This is better.
Yeah, I think the industry has sort of moved in different directions now. That it's sort of essentially taken or gotten rid of E3 as a whole because, before they decided to withdraw, Nintendo obviously always had a presence there. They always had a conference. They would always be on the show floor. They'd always have a huge presence there.
Yep.
And then obviously, whilst they were still participating in E3, they weren't doing in-person conferences and changed that to the Directs, which obviously seems to be working for Nintendo. And it's obviously seemed to have worked for the other companies because everyone else seemed to have done the same thing. Cue up that time when everyone said that Nintendo were out of touch with the internet and didn't know what they were doing, but now everyone's doing what Nintendo are doing.
Oh, that's true. Good point, actually.
So it's just, I just don't feel like it has a place anymore. Like, it's nice to go to in-person events, and trust me when I say that, I love things like EGX, Res, and WASD. I want to go to more. But if a lot of the big players are not going to turn up, it will dispel a lot of the general audiences rather than your hardcore audiences.
Right.
Your hardcore audiences won't likely go as much, but you'll get a lot of people who are interested in like massive indie games, huge like games like that.
Mm-hmm.
but it's not going to appeal to the, let's say, the 85 to 90% of general gamers out there, and that's what E3 generally does. It's that tentpole thing where you announce big games that are due to come for your larger audiences as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's an unfortunate thing. I think Repop have obviously got a very difficult job ahead of them to try and turn this around, ready for next year. If they can still have the presence of a couple of big companies, and I think Ubisoft have already confirmed that they're going to be there, but nobody cares about Ubisoft. So, they're, it might get people interested, but it's going to be a very difficult sell to try and sell tickets for that.
Yeah, I think so. Although that makes me want to accept the challenge and try and create my own type of E3. I could be the female
Funnily enough, it will require you to be on calls with people who help to organise it, not sitting on your butt doing nothing.
Can't I just throw money at stuff? That's all I want to do.
Sorry, where's my paycheck? I still haven't received it yet. Thank you.
We have to make money first, and then I'll throw money at you.
That's not how this works. You're supposed to spend money to make money.
I just want to have ideas and then pay other people to carry them out. I'm tired of creating businesses now. That's not true. That is so not true. I've got 2 more business ideas for next year that I'm very excited about. But
I'm going to move on to the next news story because this one was a strange one.
Okay.
Let's just say. Warner Brothers CEO says Mortal Kombat 12 is coming this year.
Yeah.
So I'll read the story. Let's not make it a comment about it because this is an unusual one, like I said.
Okay.
Warner Brothers has announced Mortal Kombat 12 during an earnings call on Thursday.
Yeah. I'm very confused about what everything that Warner Brothers is doing.
Yep. So speaking during the call, Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav mentioned the previously unannounced sequel by name and claimed it would release this year. Quote, there's lots more to come, including the highly anticipated Mortal Kombat 12 and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Games also set for release this year with ambitious launch projections, he said during the call. So, creator Ed Boon and developer NetherRealm been tight-lipped regarding details of the next game to the extent that it wasn't clear that it would be a Mortal Kombat title. So, I believe that it said between myself and a young Mr. McGinn when he was once on here. That he said that it was going to be Injustice 3 and there was no way it was going to be Mortal Kombat 12.
He wanted it to be.
No, he said it was going to be. He said because of the pattern, Injustice, Mortal Kombat, Injustice, Mortal Kombat. So it'd have to be, by process of elimination, it'd have to be Injustice. And I said, no, because the leaks are pointing more towards Mortal Kombat 12.
Yes. And then he said, I believe you, Pete. I believe you. And then he shook his head.
No, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to eat my... That's a humble pie.
But,
so, yeah, anyway, that's enough of it. Basically, there's not really much else to the story other than the fact that David Zaslav does not know what he's doing with Warner Brothers in any capacity.
He really doesn't. I mean, I don't like to always call... Oh, yeah, I do. Who cares? I was saying, I don't like to call CEO... Yeah, I do. He really doesn't know what he's doing. I don't know what nobody knows what he doesn't know what he's doing. At the end of the day.
He hasn't got a clue. I mean, like, the fact of the matter is that there's so many weird things going on with Warner Brothers at the moment. Like, from, what was it, cancelling Batgirl, like, when it was 95% complete.
I mean...
But yet still releasing The Flash.
Yeah.
And the fact that Ezra Miller has been involved in a lot of controversy.
I have so much to say about that. Like, I have so much. Like, we may need to actually do a Warner Brothers DC show.
Well, I think we do need to. And I think the perfect time to be doing something like that would be around when the next DC Fandom will happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Because I have a lot to say about that.
Yeah, me too, including all the crap that James Gunn's doing.
I was gonna say, I believe very strongly, or I used to believe very strongly in James Gunn. What is he doing? Anyway, we'll talk about that then.
Well, I know, but let me just mention the one thing. It was always the fact that during those announcements of the slate of the DCU, it was always a passion project of his.
Yes.
Yeah, so almost like he's chosen the slate based on heroes he likes.
That's one thing I want to talk about at the
Mike's
time.
gone, sorry.
Oh. I really wish it would stop doing that. Actually, you know what? I think it might be backwards. Does this sound better?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Ta-ta!
Sorry for the dead air. The real podcast in there. But my God. My co-host, everyone. Well done. Moving on
I'm
to...
not even drinking.
Look, I know, and that's the worst part of it.
I should probably
Okay, but moving on to another thing that's also a train wreck.
Mm-hmm.
Suicide Squad requires an
Oh
online
my
connection
gosh.
even in single player.
So I was really looking forward to Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. I like Suicide Squad. I like the comic book, the rebooted comic book. I have it. Or I did for a while. I stopped collecting it. Or I stopped reading it. But I enjoy Suicide Squad very much. I do think they need to recut the first one. So when this was announced,
Don't be one of those. We need the haircut.
yeah,
we need the
Irish
haircut.
But anyway, so I was very I was looking forward to this game. I really was. It looked so good cinematically speaking. And then they leaked that footage a couple of weeks ago. Well, I guess it was like a month ago. 2 months ago?
It was a while back, to be fair.
Okay. It was the leaked footage was not great. It wasn't it didn't bother me the way it really set some other people off. But I was like, okay. I mean, it's just very generic to me. And then they did. Oh, and then everybody was freaking out because it was live service, which again, I like live service games.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, it was the leak about the gear system.
Which, okay, that was stupid. They were trying to pull an EA, but where you have 3 different currencies in one game. Which is so stupid. That is stupid. But having said that, what the crap did you see the trailer? I know we're gonna talk about that later, but I know
we're gonna get to that because of another news story.
I know.
It's called State of Play.
Yes. All I'm gonna say.
So
yes.
Okay. Well, let me read the story that's coming once again from VGC. Not every source is VGC, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yes. Funnily enough, I had to use a banned source.
Ooh.
I had to for one, and I felt bad that I had to click on that page, but we'll get to that in a bit.
Sometimes you have to, but yes.
So, reading the story, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League will require players to have an internet connection to play, even in single player. That's according to an entry in the game's newly published FAQ, which read, yes, an internet connection is required to play Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League solo or via online co-op. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice. How many times do I need to blooming say it?
Just say Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad allows players to play the game in single player or up to 4-player co-op online, but there's clearly a very heavy emphasis on wanting to play this online. No reason is given for the need to have an internet connection. However, it's likely related to the game's drop-in, drop-out co-op gameplay. It also means that should Warner Bros. End support for the game's servers in the future, copies of the games, even physical ones, would become unplayable.
Yeah.
While many modern games include DRM, which includes a one-off online check-in to prevent piracy, a persistent online requirement remains relatively uncommon for modern games with single-player modes, even in titles that are primarily co-op focused but have single-player elements.
It's because they keep trying to do that, and then everybody keeps going, "That's bad. Please don't do that." And then then they change, and then another year passes, and they try again.
What was the game recently? I
can't remember. It keeps happening.
I'm sure it was a big game that was. No. No, there was a game. I think it was a Nintendo-based game.
It was something. It was something in that time period. But again...
Yeah, it was only the last couple of weeks that it happened as well, and I had big things I needed to say about that too.
Yeah, I just like this...
I'm sure I did at the time.
I'm sure you did. Can't hold Pete back. But I just do not understand. Like, I went on this rant earlier to somebody. I'm just so tired of this. Like, I don't know. There's no consumer protection. It's just try to get cutthroat, get the last little drip of cash, that they can while the quality goes down. And I don't understand that. And then like keeping a game all the way online. Why? 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 That's
Yeah.
very there's people who don't have internet connections. They'll happily buy your game. Um but you're leaving people out, which is like the thing that I'm very very against. I don't like anybody feeling left out on anything. And
No.
making this a requirement, it just seems so cutthroat, so greedy.
Agreed.
I hate it.
Agreed. It's shocking to say the least that once again that we're having to have this discussion about a single player game having an online requirement. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't get why this needs to be a thing. I understand some degree in terms of piracy, but I'm afraid to say that if a system has already been cracked or has been hacked, all level of piracy options that you try to utilize on there are probably going to be in vain anyway. You know what autists on the internet are like. They'll hack anything.
Look, it's a challenge,
Yeah, I know it. Yeah, that's how they see it. It was like,
Yeah.
oh, you've put DRM in our game. Oh, this one's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it is definitely. Yeah.
That cute gif of Jim Carrey replying to every prayer from freaking Bruce Almighty. Yeah. Like, it's just stupid, honestly. Like, and also, to be honest with you, we've only got ourselves to blame for this one.
How so?
We have.
How so?
Well, the day that we started supporting companies rather than individuals is where we have the problem, where they take advantage of us.
What do you mean?
Companies are not your friends.
No,
they are there
they're
for
not.
profit only.
Yes. And hopefully.
But you have those people online who will perpetually defend a big company as their friend. That's what I'm talking about. When you regard them as your friend, they abuse said friendship. They aren't your friend. You are nothing but a number on a page to them.
I literally had this conversation. I wish I could remember what the subject was. It was literally earlier today.
I don't know, but we did have this a couple of weeks ago where I was saying about the Nintendo Direct and talking about how you should actually vote with your wallet. And this is what I'm doing with Suicide Squad, because this game looks like crap.
It looks... Well, it doesn't even look like crap. It just looks... Well,
no, we'll get into that. We're getting to that.
Oh, okay.
That was just me teasing potentially the next news story a little bit.
Pete's such a tease. Yes.
No, I'm not that bad. It could be worse.
You probably could. I'm getting cold. Ugh.
Yes. All right. Let's move forward then. Let's keep moving forward. So,
yes.
What should we do first? Should we talk about the pair of Microsofts or the Sony State of Play? Actually, let's talk about Sony State of Play.
Okay.
Fine. So, coming. Unfortunately, I've had to use Eurogamer for this one.
Oh goodness, here we go.
Once again, because of the fact that the only one who actually put things in an actual running order as we saw them.
Right.
Thank you, Eurogamer, for actually doing a good job with that one.
Yeah, they're good about that.
So, Sony State of Play happened, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, the 23rd. Right. So, there was a few things that were shown, and we're going to run through it.
Very quickly.
We'll try our best. So, started off obviously with PSVR 2 games. So they've announced a new 5 new PSVR games that are coming this year, because PSVR 2 released on Wednesday.
And it looks amazing, and I can't do VR. Neither can Pete.
And you're now stropping because you want to play it.
Yes. Did you see the GT7 one? I mean, yeah.
Yes, I did. But can I remind you of one small thing?
What's that?
And it would require you to turn your head probably 90 degrees to your right. Look at the absolute paperweight that is the PS4.
Yes.
And that PSVR. that you used
Yes,
once.
that is over here. Oh, it's not on camera.
That you
Look
that
at
you
this,
also
guys.
then complained that I had to. Yeah, there you go.
It's not. I've used it once.
It's still shiny.
I know. I lasted a total of 5 minutes before I wanted to vomit, and everything went into two images in front of me.
Oh, wonderful! How great!
Yeah. So I don't have eyes for VR. Apparently, you have to have normal brain, I guess.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah,
so
that would be
disappointed.
what. I can't do it either because I don't have normal eyes or normal brain.
Yeah. And I really wanted to play that kayak game because they were like, you could see whales in it. Not the
Oh yeah.
not the landmass whales.
No, I knew what you meant. I think I've seen a
water.
video of that, and it does look kind of cool.
Yes, and a little turtle goes by, and
Yes,
I just
that's the one I've seen.
Oh, please let me. And I just can't. My brain's like, no, you live in 3D. You don't get to play in it.
Yes, you live in a 3D world.
Yeah.
Enjoy that.
Enjoy it. Yeah. Go actually kayak, and it's
Yeah.
like, fine, okay.
Oh, here's an idea. Instead of actually putting a headset on to touch a tree, why don't you go and touch one for real? Or do that
true.
thing that gamers don't do enough and touch grass.
Except for I want to drive a race car so bad, but I'm pretty sure I'd kill myself. Let's be honest.
Yes.
I can barely drive as it is. I hit every curb. So like VR would allow someone like me who has this desire to drive a very fast race car to do it and not, wrap myself around a tree or something.
Yes, it would.
So I do hate that. Like I really I hope they do something for people like us.
But that's the problem, is it's always going to be an area of difficulty if it's, select individuals, not the mass.
I know. It comes to like adaptive type thing.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about state of play.
Yes.
So first up was called The Foglands. So it's as Eurogamer described, it's an atmospheric sci-fi western roguelike. Coming out in 2023. Fight monsters, scavenge loot, and make it back before the fog takes you. Has an interesting art style, but I have a bit of an issue with the VR games that were on show here.
Right.
And I'll get to that after.
Okay.
Next up, it says we've got a brief look at upcoming game Green Hell VR, survival game set in the Amazon rainforest. Don't know. It does look okay, I guess.
It sounds like it's a concept.
It sounds.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, End Dreams revealed its new VR game Synapse, which is due out in 2023. This one looked a bit more interesting.
Yeah, it looks really cool. It's another one that would be on my list if I could freaking see it.
Okay, so Journey to Foundation was next, which is set in Isaac Asimov's Foundation universe. Foundation isn't something I would have thought would translate as well into VR action games. So that was coming from that was a quote from Eurogamer.
Oh, okay, because I am agreeing with that. Foundation is one of the hardest sci-fi to read. It's more than a trilogy. I think it's a full series. I am an intellectual. No, I'm kidding. No, I do love sci-fi, but Foundation series is like hardcore sci-fi.
It's the most hard sci-fis that you can sort of find out there.
It's very, for me, it's very dry. There's no, because it's not about like characters and their interactions. It's sci-fi. It's about the world,
society.
Exactly. And it has some great themes, but it was too difficult for me to slog through. And I love science fiction. But anyway, so I'm shocked that they made a game world based on the Foundation world. Yeah.
Okay, so the final PSVR 2 game that was shown was Before Your Eyes.
Yes, that's right.
So this apparently has eye tracking on it. So
which again is gonna limit the few of us who can't do it.
Yes, including me and my lazy eye.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Thanks.
my faux eye, my misshapen eye.
So that's coming out on March 10th, so not too long to wait for that one.
Yeah.
Now my problem with the PSVR games is that a lot of them looked very similar to each other.
They did, and I have a theory on that.
Like it, I think the thing is because VR is still relatively new. Let's say I know it's been a concept that's been happening for quite a few years at this point,
It has.
but they haven't really sort of broken the mold of every game as a first-person game, have they?
No, but I mean, how else are you gonna do VR? You know what I mean? It would be weird.
Yeah,
You'd have
that's.
to be
I
like
get that.
there is a game. Oh, I've forgotten the name of it. Where you play God, or a god rather. Um, oh god, there's two of them actually, and they're kind of amazing. I watch a lot of VR because I don't get to do it. Um, and
Hmm.
that's a very interesting concept to be like this god of this universe. It's very like black and not black and white. I don't remember what it's
Binary.
called. No, the game where you get to be God. Um, from like the 90s and stuff.
Populous.
No, not populous, but it's from that time period.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Is
It's
it
like
black and
one of
white?
those God Simulator sort of
Yeah.
games.
And that's a cool concept, but I'm not sure how for. I guess it really is a limited as a storytelling device to
Mm.
like first person um type things. Yeah, because I'm trying to like think right now. I can't really think of like how you would you know change that around. That's a very good point. Actually, it is very limiting, isn't it?
I think there's only one way that you do it, and it is impossible with the current state of hardware.
Okay.
Full body suits.
Oh yes. Although you can have those experiences, but you have to like go to a place that
Yeah.
and they have like things built so that if you run into them, you
Yeah,
actually
so
feel
it'll
them and
have
stuff.
like a series of like cameras set around that will then
Yeah.
track your motions.
It's super expensive.
It'll essentially sort of be like mocapping.
Yeah. Oh man, they better fix it so I can like do stuff like that. I need to get in those
Yeah.
worlds.
Yeah,
I'll
look,
tell you though.
so
Mhm.
yeah, go on.
I was just gonna say like I was watching Krusty, which is one of the new streamers I watch. Go watch him. But I was watching his video on Half-Life Alex, and I did not realize just how advanced, because of course it is. It's Valve.
Mhm.
Half-Life Alex is like super
Stupid.
advanced
Yeah.
VR. Yeah.
See now,
Holy crap.
I know. I remember last year I was doing Neville Watcher's recording
Mm.
with a couple of the Modern Escapism crew, and afterwards I was talking to Gadget from there, and he was a big fan of that game, and he said he was running me through a couple of the points because obviously I can't play it,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh, just if you can't play it, just go and check out this boss fight. It's incredible,
Mhm.
like how you actually defeat it." I was like, and I did, and I was like, Jesus, this is mental.
Yeah. I just wish Valve would do more stuff. I mean, it's crazy because especially in the climate of reiterated fodder, that we're having thrust upon us. Valve has always been ahead of the game, and then they just stopped making games.
Yeah. Oh, they do. It's a really weird thing, but
Yeah.
I don't really understand that. But
No.
considering that like they had some incredible developers there, but the only problem is a lot of those story writers, those developers, have now gone elsewhere because of Valve's inability to want to create many games.
Yeah.
They're if you've got a platform like Steam making money hand over fist, then it's not really going to spend a lot of money on actually developing games when you could just earn a 30% cut of everything.
I'm gonna get a little philosophical for 2 seconds. I promise I won't last long. But like when we're talking about greed and money can help creativity. Like if you have an artist, maybe they grew up in East Texas, maybe they didn't graduate high school, maybe they didn't have a family. Money can help find that person and elevate their creativity and their creative output into the world. But then you cross a certain line and money
Apparently it's buzzing. Hang on, I'm going to check this.
Is this any better? That's better. Let me get Pete back up on here. Oh, no, that's correct. Pete, say something. Oh, frick. Why don't I have Pete now? What is happening? Talk, Pete. I don't know what's going on. Just keep talking, Pete. Maybe it'll pop back up when I'm doing this.
I don't know what's going on.
Okay, try now, Pete. I don't understand what's going on. Okay, we'll have to just, I guess we'll stop and restart. We will be right back for these technical difficulties. Great. BRB, guys, please stick around. We're coming right